start with the introductions here just in a second. Welcome to STSPN. We're here tonight at Glacier Peak High School for the final regular season soccer match between the Shorecrest Scots and the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Shorecrest coming into this game tonight with 11-0-0 league record and a 13-2 overall record, leading the 2A, 3A Westco Division League. Grizzlies coming in tonight with a 4-6 league record and a 5-9-1 overall record, but have played some tough games and some close games, so sometimes the score of the game doesn't indicate how the game is going to turn out. You really can't handicap girls soccer or any soccer match for that matter, because sometimes it's just a matter of that lucky ball bounce. So we just had the earlier introduction of the Glacier Peak seniors. Seniors playing for Glacier Peak tonight are Jocelyn Matheny, Sydney Mendenhall, Hallie Tracy, Victoria Goudreau, Amanda Jordan, and Paige Lepetsky. All three looking to continue their career in college and hope to play soccer at least somewhere in college as they move on. It's a nice, cool night here at Glacier Peak High School. No rain, which is kind of strange for this part of the season. We've had a couple of rains. We've had a couple of almost fog-out games where you couldn't even see the other side of the field. So we're happy to be a nice, cool evening, no wind and no rain. So no weather conditions to affect the outcome of this game. So as the PA announcer gets ready to introduce the players for tonight's game, we'll kind of follow along with that. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get the referees for the game tonight, but for the Shorecrest Scots, it'll be Anna Boyle playing in the goal. Number 1, Kate Whipper. Number 2, Sophia Viviano. Number 3 is Elizabeth Holmdahl. Number 4, Maria Trostel. Number 6, Kayla Holland. Number 7, Taryn Anderson. Number 9, Sydney Coe. And number 10, Maria Zahiko. Number 11, Mackenzie Perry. Number 12, Maggie Taylor. Number 14, Sydney Brandt. Number 15, Alex Murphy. Number 16, Aaliyah Redfield. Number 17, Megan Wicken. Number 18, Emily Hicks. Number 19, Alexa Iacolucci. And number 22, Rachel Moulton. Coached tonight here by head coach Mindy Dalzell. Number 1, Emily Peterson in goal tonight, junior for the Grizzlies. Number 2, Taylor Brame, a freshman, one of the 2 freshmen on this team here tonight. One of 3 freshmen, excuse me. Number 3, Jocelyn Matheny. Number 4, Rebecca Rothschild. Number 5, Haley Tracy. Number 6, Sydney Mendenhall. Number 7, Isabel Kohler. Number 8, Kelsey Carls. Number 9, Taylor Barnacut. Number 10, Victoria Goudreau. Number 11, Jenna McLean. Number 13, Maddie Kuligowski. Oh, they slipped number 12 in there for me. Danielle is a sophomore, just came up from the JV tonight. So number 13 is Maddie Kuligowski. Number 15, Marissa Johnson. Number 16, Kaya Dayton. Number 17, Amanda Jordan. Number 18, Paige Lipitska. Number 20, Alyssa Georgian. And number 22, Megan Brame, Jr. Head coach for the Grizzlies is Melinda Torrey, assisted by Dale Troop. We'll take a break here for the Pledge Allegiance. All right, well, there's a Pledge Allegiance started out by the PA announcer and mumbled by the crowd softly, which was just fine, and the girls are happy and ready to play soccer here tonight.
Should there be a light on the flag?
There could be a light on the flag, but there's no wind blowing on the flag tonight, so it's kind of a...
light being for, because it's dark, it's after sunset.
It's after sunset. It's got a light on it. You can see it. It's in the light. The floodlight's on the light, which is yes, that's the rule. If you have the light up at night, you have the light on it. So it's good. There's lights on it. And they will take it down, supposedly, after the game. 40 minutes per half of exciting soccer here tonight. Last 2 minutes of each half will be kept on the field, so the clock will stop at 2 minutes. Referees giving their final instructions out there to the captains of each team, getting ready to start this match. Talked to Mindy Dalzell, the coach of Shorecrest, earlier about their team. They play in, basically this is a 2A, 3A league, and because they're a 2A team, they automatically go into the playoffs, and they will be going into the playoffs on next Saturday, November 1st, playing at 6 p.m. against Seaholm. Seaholm out of the Bellingham area, and just because they're a 2A team doesn't mean they're a lesser quality team, or even the teams up in the Bellingham northern area up there. A couple of those teams have gotten all the way into the state quarterfinals and semifinals in the last couple of years. So a very close-knit group of soccer players up there, play on select teams, play a lot of time together, and join up together as they come on board to play in their high school teams. So Grizzlies on the field here tonight, waiting for the Shorecrest girls to give their final cheer and get on the field. Shoreline Community College, one of our sponsors tonight. All right, Shoreline Community College, place to send your young children if you can't get them out to a bigger school. It's a good school, well thought of school. Nothing wrong with going to a community college for a couple of years. Find out where you are and what you want to do. So here's the start of the kickoff, and the game is underway here. Shorecrest controlling the ball initially here on the play. Quickly taken on the far side by Paige Lepetsky and dropped downfield far, going probably off the end line down there for a goal kick to kind of warm things up here a little bit as the girls figure out where they're going. Grizzlies out there in white, blue shorts and white socks, and the Shorecrest Scots out there. Oh, that's going to be a corner kick. That went off the far line. So Grizzlies getting lined up. They have a full set play here that they run on a corner kick, and Shorecrest Scots are in full block defense right up in front of the goal. Not going to let anything really happen to that. And the ball's shot out in front, picked up by Jenna McLean, dropped up in front, but saved out by the Scots into the middle of the field. Again, Grizzlies keeping the ball down on this end, maintaining control here a little bit. There's a breakaway on the far side as the Scots try to make a run for it. Out of bounds on the far side. That should be Paige Lepetsky over there with the throw in. Quickly past the middle. And that ball is kicked out of bounds here on the near side, right in front of the Grizzly bench. Will be a Shorecrest Scots throw in. The Scots drop it downfield here, looking to make something happen tonight. Ball taken away by Victoria Goudreau here. Double teamed by a couple of Scots there on the sideline. And that ball's kicked out of bounds by the Scots. Be another Grizzly throw-in down here. Looks like the Grizzlies are coming out pretty aggressive here tonight. Kind of staying right in the game. There's a good lead through down the far side here. Going to drop it probably back to the goalie. Yes, he does. Grizzlies still maintaining the ball on their end of the field for the most part. Right now the Scots got a long goal kick off and making a run down the far side of the field. Heading for the corner. Could be across. Could be across. Should be across, and it is. Headed out of there by, I think that was Sarah Serenka in there. Saved that shot up in front of goal there. Pays the pesky, boots it back out to midfield. Jocelyn Athene gets knocked down. No call by the ref there. Ball headed off to the near side here by the Scots. And a little kickball going on here as they go back and forth each way, and Scots drop it out of bounds on this near side. Well, that number 6, Kayla Holland there, jumped over her back, and the ref's kind of letting that go a little bit, and ended up going out of bounds for a Scott toss-in. Ball fed up forward there. Well, Scott's getting some pretty good passing and ball control there, trying to lob one up midfield, far up. Easily defended by the Grizzlies momentarily. Picked back up by the Scots, and a long shot up toward the goal, mid-center. Cleared out nicely there by Allie Tracy. Another long ball up in front of the goal. Should be picked up by Emily Pedersen there as it bounces up into her hands. And she'll bring that out to the front of the goal box and try a long kick down at least midfield, we hope. And there it is, almost there. Jocelyn Athene with a weak long shot on goal, and going off the end line will be a goal kick for the Scots here. Oh, that was a corner. That was deflected. All right. Grizzlies line up for their third corner kick of the night. And every corner kick is a scoring opportunity. Scots still in their same full 10-man defense in front of the goal. Just got the goal box packed in with green jerseys. And Grizzlies still out on about the 10-yard line, looking to make a run for it, to wind their way through there as they get ready to run the play. Here they go, and the ball's up in the air, down in front of the goal, off Scott head on the far side, back in the Grizzly control momentarily. And cleared out by the Scots on the far side. Yeah. And they do finally clear it out momentarily. Lots of bouncing, kicking balls there as the Scots kick it out of bounds on the far side for a Grizzly throw-in. Just about the football 40-yard line there. The throw-in picked up by the Scots. Good strong defense on the far side over there. Long ball down the far side. That might roll out of bounds. Will be a Scots throw-in on the far side. As signaled by the linesman over there. Good aggressive play by the Grizzlies here tonight, maintaining the ball down on their end of the field for a better part of the time here so far as we close in on 33 minutes remaining in this first period, or about 7 minutes of soccer underway here. That's throwing off the foot of a Scott soccer player out there. There's the ball, Rebecca Rothschild, and then a little tippy shot up toward the goal there by Hallie Tracy. Maybe a little further than needed to be, but at least the girls are thinking shoot and thinking goal here tonight. So maintaining pressure. Ball controlled midfield here by Jocelyn Theeney. Kicks it up, and it's going to go out of bounds on the near side here. Nice try, Joss. Just about got it hooked around upfield there. And ball headed out again by Hallie Tracy. Josman trying to get the ball, lost it in midfield there. And that ball is sailed out of bounds on the far side over there by Victoria Goudreau. Scots aren't putting all the pressure on that I expect to see out of them initially here, and certainly setting up a good defense by the Grizzlies here tonight. But lots of soccer time left to go. Lots of things can happen in soccer. A lucky break, a lucky bounce, and you get a score. There's a nice long throw in up to the center of the box by the Scots, and cleared out momentarily by the Grizzlies. Still up in front of the box. Well, starting to get a little bit more passing by the Scots here as they kind of control the ball a little bit, but as they drop it back, the Grizzlies looking fairly strong on defense still. That ball sails out of bounds for a Grizzly throw-in on the near side here. Header back to the middle. Grizzlies in control here, doing a little bit of passing across the field into Paige Lepetsky. She can send it up forward, and she's thinking, and she does, but off the head of Scott. Sarah Serenka comes up and drops it back up forward. And that ball probably going to roll out the far side over there for Grizzly throw in. And it does. Nice long throw by Paige Lepetsky downfield into the feet of the Scots, however. Back out to Hallie Tracy. And again, Hallie's got the ball looking to make a run, make a feed. It's a good run down the field. And that ball shot a little bit wide of goal. So Grizzlies again threatening to go here, as that shot on goal was attempted by Sydney Medenhall there. But a good left foot shot in either case, just off the mark a bit. Pressure still being maintained by the Grizzlies here. Well done by Victoria Goudreau. Double header, triple header, and the ball finally hits the ground. Nice feed across to court. The pitch by the Scots there. Scots are in dangerous territory there. That ball sails wide of the goal, but it was definitely a nice shot. And the referee signals that will be a goal kick, not touched by anybody else. And I believe that should be Sarah Sarinka down there with the long boot as she takes her patented leg stretch before the shot. And downfield here. Well, there's a long ball downfield that Scots played as an outside boot away, give up, bailout as I call them down here. Marissa Johnson up here for a long throw and down the middle, did not throw it in, kicked it right back at her. Marissa coming up from her defensive position for this long throw in. Shows it, drops it easily back down, and again dribbled off of number 17, Megan Wicken there for the Scots. Ball out to the middle of the field here by Rebecca Rothschild. It's a shot up in front of goal, bouncing into the hands of Anna Boyle. A goal for the Shorecrest here tonight as she boots it back out to midfield. And again, somebody trying to get control of it here. Turns out it's the Scots as they move downfield. Long ball up in front.
She's not related to Tim Boyle.
I don't think she's related to Tim Boyle, no, but maybe in some life. Tim Boyle, our good color analyst for football. They say everybody with the same name's related somewhere, but I don't know about that. There's a nice long ball and a header over the top of the goal. And that was a sweet attempt out there by number 2. I think that was Sophie Viviana that headed that ball off a cross. Unfortunately, up and over the goal. And lucky for the Grizzlies that did not go in. 25 minutes remaining in this little contest right now. As the Sarah gets ready for her patented stretch down there, and the long ball kick up midfield as they line up to see who's going to head it. And that ball is headed off of Scott back into Grizzly territory. And Sydney Mendenhall gets shoved around a little bit trying to get that ball in play, and will be a free kick for the Grizzlies here right about midfield of this pitch. And Sarah Stranka comes up to do that again and take that little leg stretch as she always does and lay it up in front of the goal. Looks like a nice ball, Sarah. See who gets under it. Turns out to be a Scot, and then a Grizzly, and then a Scot. So it's a nice ball, nice attempt. Just got the wrong blonde ponytail underneath it.
Or the right one, depending on who is watching.
Oh, the wrong one for Sarah, the right one for the Scots. Yes, definitely. So, again, Grizzlies containing the ball up on the far side here. Ball maintained on the far side, and a long ball by Victoria Goudreau downfield. Controlled by the Scots on the far side, at least momentarily, and the ball is in the kick-around zone there. And back in the control of the Scots. Center ball picked up on the far side over there and knocked out of bounds by the Grizzlies, which will give the Scots a nice throw in there at about 20-25 yards out from the goal, as we closed in on the 23-minute mark remaining in this first period. light breeze starting to pick up here since the start of this game, as I can see that American flag kind of fluttering over there as she tosses that ball well up in front and into the hands of Emily Pedersen as it bounces off the head of a Scot down in there in the goal area. So Emily will bring that ball out to the top of the box for the long punt. Looks like the Scots lining up, and again the header goes backwards, and a call against the Scots for a push down will be a Grizzly free kick, and I suspect that that ball will get set up there for Sarah Starenka again to lay that up in front of the goal. And let's see what she does. She looks over to her coach and says, I got this, I got this. And the leg stretch and the run up and the loft up. Oh, that's a long hard ball at the goal. That was pretty much a full goal shot. A little wide left, but a beautiful, hard, nice shot. And those are the kind of things that can kind of curve up and go in the right place. But a good ball in either case to give the Scots something to think about right there at this point. Ball picked up front by Paige Lepesky there. Getting a lot of heads on the ball here tonight by both these teams. And that ball is going to go out of bounds. And Marissa kind of just let that roll. Now she has to run and get it. I think she thought the linesman might stop it, but he doesn't want to participate in the game. He just let it go by. Not his job to stop the ball. Good throw downfield, Marissa. The ball is kicked out of bounds by Sydney Mendenhall. As we look at the 21-minute mark here of this game, looks like the Scots are having a sub here. If I can pick that up. Number 12 coming in for number 11. So Mackenzie Perry leaving the game. Maggie Taylor coming in for the Shorecrest Scots at this point. And the ball will go out of bounds on the near side. And again, the Scots throw in. Try to controlled by Grizzlies momentarily. Grizzlies throw in. Downfield off of Jocelyn Matheny. Back to Jocelyn Matheny, and then picked up by the Scots. Jocelyn playing a nice game out there tonight, getting in the mix of things, getting a lot of touches on the ball. Her senior night here, her last regular season game, as that ball sails down the field, and there's a little nice, what would I call it's not an obstruction because that would be a foul, just an interference run there by Victoria Goudreau to keep Sophia Viviano off that ball for the Grizzlies. Ball out on the far side of the field. Long ball up again. And Emily Pedersen coming out to get that up. And closing fast was again Sophia Viviana. And seconds away from winning the ball away from Emily Pedersen there. And again, that ball is tipped off the head backwards. Rebecca Rothschild kicking it forward into the control of the Scots. Down the sideline by the Scots. A nice long ball going down. That will probably roll off the end line, and it does. And be a what is that? Oh, it went out of bounds over there? Or let's see what they're going to call it. Looks like it not just went out of bounds. It was out of bounds before that kick. So, again, thrown down the sidelines and knocked out of bounds by the Scots. And back into the Grizzlies. Back to midfield. Ball bouncing around. Doing the spin. Johnson Matheny trying to get it, and that ball was off the Scots again. Another Grizzly throwing on the far side. Zero zero is the score here. So we close in on 18 minutes in this first period here tonight. Nice cool summer evening, or fall evening here in Glacier Peak. Probably dropping down into the 50-degree mark, which is a great temperature out there for playing soccer. But not so great for some of these fans who are sitting around here all bundled up with blankets and winter coats on. Oh, there's a short shot on goal, and that almost went by the goalie and off the far side. And again, that was a shot on goal by Sidney Mendenhall, but off the hands or off the touch of one of the Scots, which will be a Grizzly corner kick again. And I believe this is like number 4 the Grizzlies have to attempt here tonight. And again, a scoring opportunity. Grizzlies doing a different set of plays against that stacked up defense, and the ball was deflected and bounced around and kicked into the hands of the goalie, Anna Boyle, in there. Lucky bounce for the Scots, unlucky bounce for the Grizzlies, and still no score in this game as he dropped 16 into this. There's a long feed up front. Picked up by Sydney, and she should be able to save it and center it. And it's going to be picked up, and again, that ball's going off the end line as Hallie Tracy came up and tried to left foot it over the center of the goal, but unfortunately didn't quite get enough hook on it. Yeah, it'd be another goal kick for the Shorecrest, and kicking the ball for Shorecrest is number 22, Rachel Moulton. Rachel has kicked a couple out of there tonight and seems to be able to lay it clear up pretty much in midfield, which is exactly what you want her to do. And that ball's again up midfield, but off a couple heads and back, juggling around to see who's going to end up with it. And it looks like at this point the Scots have picked it up on the far side over there, and it lost it out of bounds for a Grizzly throw-in. There's a long ball down midfield, and charged by Sophia Viviano, and Emily Pedersen comes out and just barely gets back to that in time. And you might say the Grizzlies dodged a bullet there, because that ball was loose and Emily was way out of the box, and they could have walked in with that one if they'd have gotten the ball back. Again, ball bounced off the head, and Alex Iaccolucci seems to head that ball toward the back every time she heads it, and I think it only helps the Grizzlies. Substitution here for the Grizzlies, number 16 in the game. Kaya Dayton and Danielle Simre, the sophomore who came up from the JV team, comes out of the game over here and get a little up to speed coaching from assistant coach Dale Troop. The Grizzlies make that substitution at this point. There's a long ball kicked out of bounds over here into the hands of the Grizzly coach Belinda Torres as she tosses it back to Marissa Johnson with a long throw up in the midfield. Marissa again sailing it back up in front of the goal. And ball's in the right place for the Grizzlies to shoot here if they can get a hard foot on it. But Grizzly Scots have gotten it out of there so far. Grizzlies didn't capitalize on that little event. That ball is kicked hard and knocked off of Victoria Goudreau as she goes down on the sidelines, but I think she's just fine. There was no foul, no call. Be a Scott throw in there on the near side. Nice long throw up in front of the goal. And over to Sophia Viviano, who takes a shot on goal out to the far side and end up being a goal kick for the Grizzlies here. And we have Sarah Starenka back there with the little stretch move as she gets ready to launch this one downfield. So we close in on the 12-minute mark here. No score in this first half period so far, as these two teams have played a strong defensive battle both ways here. Again, a long ball downfield, picked up by the Grizzlies. Nice run by the Scots, and that ball sails up and into the hands of Emily Pedersen, and that could be a penalty because she got run into and she got the ball, but I think that the referee's going to just let that go. Well, actually, he did call a penalty, so she's getting a kick from there. So Sarah will kick it from there, so yeah. Dangerous play when you run into the goalie. Sarah launches this one back downfield. And again, back to her off the head. Out of bounds on the near side here. Double header, triple header. 4 heads and down to the ground, finally into the hands of Jocelyn Matheny as she broads the ball up far wide. Don't think it's going to quite hang on long enough there, as Sydney just cannot quite outrace that ball to the sidelines. It was a good idea. Just a little fast on the grass out there tonight. Substitution here, number 13 replacing number 17. Amanda Jordan coming out and Maddie Kuligowski going in. Amanda being one of the seniors here tonight, getting her playing time in and doing well out there. There's another ball shot up toward the goal, going to go off the end line. That should be a goal kick. So see if we can't get some more pressure here by this Grizzly soccer team here tonight as they work to get the ball up front again. Nice over the head kick there by Sydney. The ball's up in front of the goal, and that's going to probably roll into the hands of the goalie, and it does. And Annabelle picks it up, throws it out. First throw out to the game tonight rather than a kick out. Quickly get the ball in play. Sometimes a good advantage, sometimes not. And that ball lofted way back far and off the field, out of bounds by Victoria Goudreau. Should be a Scott throwing on the far side of the field there. Still, that temperature seems to be holding about the same, and the wind just occasionally coming up, but not much of a wind or any effect on anything here tonight as far as the weather factor for this game. Yeah, we're going to do a little quadcopter flying at halftime and get a little overhead view and get some good video to put up on the site. Not sure what all we'll get to see on there, but get to see something good. Don't really have a band out there playing to shoot, but but we'll find some pictures of something. Some of the players huddling up and getting their halftime pep talk, and maybe some of the fans sipping on their hot chocolate. Oh, should be a fun time. Sure to tune in and watch the replay and pick up on all the extra shots off the site when you get a chance. There's a long ball downfield. And that ball is just about out of bounds, but controlled over there by the Scots, and eventually out of bounds off the Grizzly for a Scot throw-in. Throw-in. If I was Scottish, I could say that. Player down off of a collision over there, and I think the ref's going to stop play. See, that is slowly getting up over there. I think he's just going to let that go as a out-of-bounds play and not anything else. And she got up and seems to be all right. Momentarily shaken up. No, it played it as a stop play, and it's funny rules of soccer. She has to throw it in from out of bounds to the goalie. He can't. Yeah, yeah. That's the courtesy rule. So the player has to give it to the goalie because the referee stopped play. And you'd think the referee just go give it to the goalie, stop all the nonsense. But for whatever reason, that's the rule that's in the books, and that's how they play it. Ball out of bounds on the far side again. So get a Grizzly throw in. Looks like Paige Zapetsky with a long throw down the line. Not quite over the head of the Scott defender there. And the ball is back in midfield again. And that ball is just shot on goal there by Grizzlies. And there's a possible penalty that wasn't called. Referee lets it go. Elliot Tracy, the ball on the far side, loses control, almost gets it back. Jocelyn Matheny with the ball on the far side. Jocelyn Senior here tonight getting to play this first half and doing quite well out there tonight. And Marissa Johnson gets taken down hard. That was a dangerous play. That's the kind of play that you almost could card somebody on. But most that's going to happen is a free kick. And just like that, quickly we get Alyssa Jordan coming into the game. And Hallie Tracy taking a break for this last 5 minutes of the game here. Alyssa Jordan, freshman for the Grizzlies here tonight, as she comes in, looks like in the midfield position, and Sarah again with that shot long up. It's up over the top. It's in the Grizzly. That should have been called because Jocelyn got pushed from behind, and there's a header that got hit, and that's going to get called against the Grizzlies. So one didn't get called for the Grizzlies, and one got called for the Scots, and it'll be the Scots free kick there. As she cheats a little bit, about 5 yards on the ball, as the referee does not notice that. However, 5 yards didn't make a whole lot of difference right there. There's a free ball going down the side. Paige will throw it out upfield and bail out here at the closing on the 4-minute mark. Still no score in this game. First half tonight here at Grizzly Stadium here at Glacier Peak High School. Big header down the far side. Grizzlies clear it out again. There's going to be a shot on goal here unless it's, cleared out quickly by the Grizzlies. I think Emily Pedersen wanted to come out there and get that, but that might have been, I think that was Victoria that took that one and cleared it out of trouble, and will be a Scots throw-in on the near side over here. So Alexa Nicolucci throw that ball up there and still comes back to make the play on it over here, trying to get it. Ball off the foot of Rebecca Rothschild there, and back in control of the Scots. Could be a cross here, and it is. It's up over the top of the goal. I don't know that Emily touched that. She was certainly thinking about it or trying it, but she apparently did not. So it will be a goal kick here, and Sarah will again take that as we wind under the 3-minute mark here in this first period, first half of the game. And Sarah gets ready to loft it again. Ball down, clearly down midfield. Taken on the far side. Should be a shot off. Nope. Well, she picked it back up again, but lost it again. And a little bit of panicking down here by the Scots momentarily as they weren't passing the ball and just kicking the ball, but ends up to their advantage as it then bounces off a Grizzly and goes out of bounds on the far side. And again, the Scots throw in downfield. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a long ball downfield. And that's another long ball downfield by Victoria. And she's going to let that go out of bounds, maybe, maybe not. I think Joslin had a different idea there as she tried to make something happen.
Final 2 minutes will be kept on the field.
So we're down to that 2-minute mark where that time is kept on the field. So if you want to set your watch for 2 minutes, there probably won't be any add time in this first half that I could remember. As we're again bouncing the ball down here in the field. As Dayton carries the ball on the far side, Paige Zapetsky trying to get through and gets taken down, double teamed over there. And we get a lot of bouncing around by the ball here. Kia gets the ball again, up to Alyssa Jordan. Alyssa clears the ball out. Oh, bad luck. She's going to get called for a penalty there. I think that was all ball, but she did hit her in the shin guard, as they say, and it will be a Scots kick from about the 40-yard line, and a good possible attempt for score here as they move in that direction. If she can loft that ball up and get it off the head of a green jersey Scot, it'll work, but she miskicks the ball, and she's not happy about that. And that was Alex Iacolucci, who'd like to have that one over again. So ball down to the far side of the playing field off the back of the track. Sarah again with the knee bends and the wind up and the kick. Ball down to midfield. And Paige Zapetsky lays one downfield all the way down and still in play on the far side. Nicely done by, I think, Rebecca over there as she cleared the ball out, but lost it again. And it does go out of bounds on the far side. So referee's looking, and it blows his whistle, and that is the end of this first half. 0-0, no score here in the game, as we'll take probably a 10-minute break, do a little flying of the quad helicopter here, get some interesting pictures, and
The
come
STSPN
STSPN
traffic cam.
Okay, we'll give it a shot, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Talk to you later. All of them. Okay, now we're live. Okay. Live back here at Glacier Peak High School, just a few seconds late from the start of this second period here. We're out doing the quadcopter flying, and I was up trying to get some hot chocolate, but they ran out before I could get any, so I'm not in the hot chocolate business tonight. Grizzlies here back going the other direction here as we start the second half. Looks like we're keeping pretty much the same players on the field here. And if you just tuned in, it's 0-0 in the first half as the 0-0 in the first half as we start the second half here. Yes, no score in the first half. We'll keep it straight and see what the halftime pep talks had to do with either of these two teams. There's a nice long ball bouncing up over the top, and Sophia Viviana is a strong player running up there. Nice tall girl. If she can get the ball up over somebody's head, she's probably got a few goals under her belt this year. So we have a Scots throw-in down on this near side. So did you get some good quad pictures up there, Todd?
I think so.
Good. Ball tossed up in front of the goal, booted out by the Grizzlies, but back in control here on the near side of Rachel Moulton. She drops it up high. And Victoria Goudreau playing strong defense back there for the Grizzlies today. And again, the ball bouncing around. Nobody really in control of it until just now as Rebecca Rothschild kicked the ball, and that ball is bouncing around. Rebecca again passing over back midfield. Kaya Dayton has it. Back to Paige Lepetsky. Paige is going to loft one down the far side over the head of the defender, bouncing into the hands of Anna Boyle for Shorecrest. Shorecrest kicks a long ball up front, cleared out by Marissa Johnson nicely. Sophia Viviana trying hard to get that ball up front. There's a long Grizzly ball down the far side. Aimed at lonely ball being controlled on the near side. And that ball is free running. And there's Sophia trying to get through and does, but quickly saved by Victoria Goudreau there, and apparently that did not bounce off of Sophia, so that will be the first corner kick, as I recall, and maybe the second corner kick here for the Scots. But if it is, it's an opportunity for a score here as no, it's just going to be a throw-in. Just going to be a throw-in. Yeah, not a corner kick at all. So almost the same as a corner kick, and she gets the ball well up in front of the goal there. And it's out of bounds, and now the referee signals that that's going to be a corner kick as that ball went off the Grizzly down there on the end line. So the Scots tend to load up the box there into the Grizzlies. They've got three players lining up there trying to keep the goalie from seeing the ball as they have three out in front. So 3-3. And here's the kick. It's up out wide of the goal and headed off over the top of the goal. And it was a good corner kick ball and a good attempt at scoring there, but that header just a little bit off the mark, or quite a bit off the mark, as it went high up over the goal there. And that header was attempted by Alexa Iacolucci. Fun to say, Alexa Iacolucci. Nice name. And Alexa gets the ball again here down in front of us, and unfortunately loses it out of bounds there. It's knocked away by Rebecca Rothschild. And the referee calls an infraction down here on this side. I did not see what that was, but apparently Grizzlies got their hands on somebody here. As Rachel Moulton gets ready to lay this one out in front of the goal for the Scots. Feeds through, bounces up, over the top. In the middle there is Sophia Viviani trying to get their foot on the ball, but cleared out by the Grizzlies. And Haley Tracy did not get that through ball as she was hoping to happen, and gets back in control of the Scots here. Nicely defended there by Sarah Stranka. The ball strips on the far side. Back in the middle to Rebecca Rothschild. She can make a play here, make a pass, make a feed through as it's a far run down the far side. And that ball is going to go off the end line and going to be a goal kick for the Grizzlies. Or for the Scots, yes. For the Scots.
Somebody.
It was definitely for the Scots. That was Jocelyn Matheny making that run down there, and I think she was trying to kick it off of the Scots, but did not. Sophia trying to struggle here with Victoria Goudreau, and Victoria wins that battle. And that battle was won back by the Scots as Maria Trostel carries the ball up the far side, picks it up to Sophie. Here's a center shot, ball up over the top, right into the hands of the goalie, but she's down like, I don't know if she got kicked or caught the ball in her face, but she was down momentarily, and the referee stops play. And I think that's just what happened. I think she just didn't catch the ball and bounced off of her face. She seems to be okay. So the referee will again have the opportunity to make a play over there. He will basically just do a drop ball, I think. I'm not sure what the situation is. He calls Victoria Goudreau over there to drop the ball, and Victoria has to just kick it away. And everybody lets the ball roll as it rolls downfield and rolls out of bounds. So stranger things have happened. The unusual rules of this soccer business. And that ball is booted out of the far side by the Scots. To have three of the Grizzlies subs getting ready to come in this game. So we see Taylor Brain warming up. Danielle Simrig, the sophomore, warming up. And Maddie Kulagowski ready to come into this game for the Grizzlies. There's a ball down the far side right to the goalie. .30 minutes remaining in this second period of this battle here tonight between the Glacier Peak Grizzlies and the Shorecrest Scots. As the ball sails down the far side of the line there. And nicely played by Jocelyn Matheny. And the ball's getting cooked over. There's a shot on goal, and that's in. And the Grizzlies score there. I couldn't quite see who got that score because all the girls got around her real quick. That was by Jocelyn Matheny. Good for her. Senior night, and Jocelyn gets her score in there. And she's taken out of the game and gets a big hug up here by Coach Belinda Torrey. And she probably will sit down for the remainder of the night, but not if I were the coach. I'd put her back in there. Kid hustled good tonight. So 1-0. Grizzlies leading here over the Shorecrest Scots, who have yet to lose a conference game. And that record is being challenged here tonight now as they're down in this match 1-0. Ball near side page. Lepetsky drops it forward, and that ball slipped through past Maddie Kuligowski and will roll off past the end line there. And be a goal kick here for the Scots. 10 minutes into that second period, and the Grizzlies get that score on the board. So that's a good sign for the Grizzlies. And maybe a shock here for some of these Shorecrest fans who showed up tonight. Not used to seeing their team lose or be behind even, probably.
A few minutes left of the game.
And a lot of time left in the game, no question about that. But anytime you're behind, you start to wonder what's going on. And in this game of soccer, sometimes one goal is all it takes, especially in a tough defensive game as we're seeing here tonight by both teams. So a little pushing and shoving going on there, and the referee's letting it go on. And turns out it's going to be a Grizzly throw-in down here on the far corner. If they get that ball up in front of the goal, it's a good chance of the right kind of bounce, dropping another goal in there for the Grizzlies. There's the long throw up, down on the ground the ball is, and it's booted off the end line by the Scots, and that will be looks like a Grizzly corner over here as they're lining up for, as the referee signals. Grizzlies getting probably more corners tonight than they've gotten in the last several games that we've been watching them as things get lined up here. That's Kaya Dayton going to take that corner kick. Ball is up in front of the goal, off of the head of a Grizzly, but the wrong direction as it heads to the sideline on the far side. Saved on the far side by the Grizzlies and knocked out of bounds by the Scots, and will be a Grizzly throw-in on the far side. There's another shot on toward the goal, past the goal, and that one will roll easily out of bounds on the far side, and that will be a Scott throw-in down on their end of the field here as they attempt to try to get things back in their direction. Ball headed out of bounds by Victoria Goudreau here. Quick throw in down the line, and ball is going to go off the end line, and it does, and going to be awarded a corner kick here for the Scots again. So Grizzlies pack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up in front of the box up there, and Scots end up with 3 in the box, 3 out of the box, 3 making a run for the box, and the ball is headed out of there nicely by the Grizzlies. And that ball is going up. Well, that's offsides for the Scots, and the referee sees it, calls it. And Sarah Starenka getting ready to make that knee bend exercise, patented maneuver, and booting the ball. Well downfield. There's a shot wide of goal by the Scots. Nice hard shot as that ball sails clear back to the far back fence there. And that shot was by Alexei Yakaluchi. A nice long shot. A couple of Grizzlies going back down there to get the extra ball down to the far end of the field as Emily Pedersen had to go back and get it since both of them were all the way back at the fence. There's Sarah again with the kick from the goal box. Ball got a little backspin on it over the heads of a couple of players there. Ball back on the ground, still bouncing around, not in control of anybody yet. And, well, I didn't see that, but long a minute ago, there was a penalty or a push off back there as the Scots get a free kick. Sailing down off the head of a Scot down here. To go out of bounds. Usually throw in down here by the corner. Nice header there by Alexei Yakaluchi. But still trying to control the ball. Alexa controls it back to midfield. And still not controlling anywhere as the ball gets headed around by different players, including Grizzlies, as the Grizzlies momentarily have control of it. Down the far side, nicely done. And the ball too far to be controlled. And again, bouncing around. And that ball actually got headed out of bounds by the Scots and will be a Grizzly throw-in on the far side of the field. 22 minutes remaining in this period. Grizzlies leading 1-0 on that score by Jocelyn Matheny with 10 minutes passed in this period. And again, strong defense by the Grizzlies. Here's a run on the ball, and it's going to be one-on-one with the goalie if she gets it. And looks like Sarah Sarenka got in there to help deflect that ball or make her miss-hit it, and that ball goes sailing down to the far end of the field again. And I think the Grizzlies dodged another bullet here. So Sarah will again make that kick from the goal box. Right up in the midfield. Paige Lepetsky back to head off of Maggie Taylor in midfield. Because he's trying strong to get the ball up there. Nice move there. That ball is in. Paige finally lays it out of bounds here. And again, out of bounds by the Grizzlies on the near side here. Halfway through this second period here. Nice long throw in by the Scots up mid. And that ball kicked out of bounds over here on the near side by Rebecca Rothschild. Another Scot throw in here as Alexa Yakaluchi lofts it down up there in front of the goal again, and that is going up in front of the goal. But through the heads of the Grizzlies, still being bounced around. Nicely done there by Maddie Kulagowski to get that ball out of there. She heads it again as it comes back in on the inbounds throw. Looks like right now the Scots are playing a little more aggressive as they're maintaining the ball down on this end of the field quite a bit. And that ball goes down the far side of the goal box, and Emily Pedersen does pick that up, bring it back out to mid here. There's a ball through too far. The goalie comes out of the box and boots it back midfield. Bouncing on here. Page gets control of it down the line. And Scots are going to let it roll out of bounds. And they do. And Jocelyn Matheny, that goal scorer, is coming back in the game for Hallie Tracy. And that's exactly what I would do if I were coach at Mandatories. I'd get that girl back in the game and let her do some good stuff like she's been doing. Grizzlies back in control of the ball here momentarily. Pass over to Jocelyn Athene, and the ball down the far side, running far and out of bounds, and that will result in a throw in on the far side. Grizzlies, must have been a push off over there as Scots get a free kick down there close to midfield. And see how far down she can get it, and she gets it a long way. It's down there in front of the goal, headed out by Sarah Sarenka, picked up by Marissa Johnson over there as the Scots try to get past her and get something turned around to get in the center, but no doing for her. Else nicely done by Marissa over there. Ball back in midfield here by, that should have been called. That was a takedown with no ball contact there, Mr. Referee. Ball booted out of bounds on the far side. Substitution here as Jenna McLean enters the ball game here, taking Taylor Brame for a break here with 16:44 left to go in this period. See if we can't get a little more fight and fuss going on out here by the Grizzlies and keep aggressive here as they have been. There's a ball down the far side of the field. Nice pass inside by Jenna McLean. Nice feed through if she can get there, and she does. They got the goalie out of the box, but she missed the shot, but almost got it. I think that was Haley up there. Or was that Danielle up there? I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Danielle that was up there that just missed that shot, but nicely set up there by Jenna McLean as she just come into the game moments ago and made that feed pass forward. So ball on the far side. No control yet as the ball continues to bounce around, but now in control of Scots momentarily and out of bounds on the far side for a Scot throw in. Again out of bounds on the far side for a Scot throw in. Ball's down in that danger zone now where a shot on goal is not a good thing, and that ball does bounce off past the back of the goal and off the end line for that goal kick for the Grizzlies. Sarah Starenka lining the ball up on that goal box. Teeing it up, perhaps. Got a little tuft of turf underneath that. Knee bends go. Run up is there. And it's a backspin on it and headed back strongly by the Scots, but again controlled by the Grizzlies as Paige Lepetsky lays that one clear out off this sideline over the Glacier Peak bench here. And Alex Iacolucci will make that throw in down the line right to the foot of Vicky Goudreau, and Rebecca Rostow doubled up quickly in there and got the ball taken away. Back in control of the Scots up in front again. Passing around. Oh, there's a dangerous play that was clean, but almost got somebody in trouble. That's the ball going to the far side and back centered. Oh, right off the hands of Emily Pedersen, and that is going to allow the Scots to get a goal, or a corner kick from the far side over there, and a possible attempt on goal. Goal scoring opportunity. And the Scots line only one player in the goal box this time. 2 out short, 3 out short, as they're quickly covered by the Grizzlies out there, and we'll see if they do the short shot, the long shot, and then they're going to do the long shot. Now they fake them out and do the short shot, and I don't think that worked, but they did get the ball back in, and does bounce around in front of the goal a little bit as that ball is off the foot of, I believe, Paige Lepetsky, going out of bounds here on the near side, and Alex Iacolucci with that long throw in back toward the goal. And the ball's bouncing around in front of the goal, which is not a good place for it to be. Paige is working on her, keeping her on the sideline, trying to keep her from turning, and does get her out of bounds and turns into a throw in. And Alex Iacolucci with that long throw is going to get it back up in front of the goal again. Get the ball out of the middle of the goal, girls, and they did, finally. I'm surprised there weren't more Scots in there looking at that one, and that one sails up wide and far across the goal. Out of bounds, and we closing on this 12-minute mark here at Glacier Peak High School tonight here on October 29th, a couple of days before Spooky Night. Hallows Eve, Spooky Night, where all the kids go out and get too much sugar and stay awake all night and have lots of fun. Ball down midfield again. And that ball quickly kicked out of bounds here by Victoria Goudreau. Playing good, strong defense down there. Senior Vicky Goudreau, good athlete, good basketball player, great soccer player. Can play forward or defense. Tonight playing good, strong role in defense. There's a shot on goal. And that ball's wide of goal, and I think Emily tried to get it and did, and missed it. And maybe deflected it from going in. At least she did get her hands on it, and it looks like it's going to be a corner kick again for the Scots here as they're continuing trying to threaten here as we close in on this 11-minute mark. And they're really, really wanting to make something happen. And that one's up in front of the goal, and Emily grabbed it and didn't get it, and it went off her hands and out of bounds and be a corner kick on the far side for the Scots again. All of a sudden the Scots are fired up here with this corner kick, and they're playing with speed and intensity here. And that ball going crossed over and out of bounds and will result in no score for the Scots and a goal kick here for the Grizzlies. As Sarah sets that ball up on the goal again. I think she's going to change balls here maybe. No, she's just going to kick that one out of the way. As the extra ball got thrown on the field there, and she took her time to go back there and get it. And here we go with the kick. That's a nice ball. Had a good backspin on it off the head of a Scott, off the head of a Grizzly, off the foot of a Grizzly, and again, back in Grizzly control. Feed it forward if you can. Quickly picked up by Grizzlies and then back to the Scots, and there's a long ball. Emily's coming out and will kick the ball cleanly away and out of bounds on the far side. And quickly the Scots throw the ball in. And there's a ball centered, but cleared out by Sarah Strank on the far side. And a lot of pushing and shoving going on over there, and the referee's letting it happen. There's another ball up in front of the goal. Well, if these Scots keep getting that ball up in front of the goal, almost anything can happen. And there's another ball up in front of the goal. And that ball's over the head of Marissa Johnson as it's going down the field. And another centered ball beautifully by the Scots from the far side over there. That ball is off the Scots, out of bounds. No, off the Grizzly, they say. So Scots throw in. Again, long ball down the field. And kicked out of bounds over here again by Victoria Goudreau. Scots maintaining pressure, maintaining intensity, as they seem to be looking quickly to play fast, playing much more intensity, much more speed than they had before. And there's a shot on goal on the far side by Sofia Viviano, right to the hands of Emily Pedersen. So the Scots are putting up the intensity here, and we close in on this 8-minute mark here at Glacier Peak High School tonight. Ball on the far side of the field over there. Looks like it's going to be another Scott throw-in on the far side of the field. And it is from a long way up. And there's a ball down the far side, picked up. Not picked up, bounced around, lots of kicking around, a lot of high kick in there. And I think he might have called that one for a high kick. He did. So that will be a Grizzly free kick out here in the midfield. No, he didn't call a free kick. He called it out of bounds. Well, what I see and what I get are two different things. That ball's out of bounds. That'll be a Scott throw in, and quickly pick the ball up and play with the intensity they've picked up here in this last few minutes of play. As they're down in this game, 1-0, trying to come back. And in this same with soccer, anything can happen. That bouncing ball, bouncing in the right direction. So Scott's throw in down toward the middle, up over the head. Ball's dropped in the middle, ball's loose, and fortunately booted out by the Grizzlies for them. There's another ball booted up over the top. That's offsides and out of bounds on the far sides anyway. So with 6 minutes and about 25 seconds left to go. A lot of time to score for either team, but right now the intensity seems to be favoring the Scots as they are really putting the pressure on, bringing more players up front and forcing action in the middle. There's a ball down the far side. Did get picked up by the Scots before it went out of bounds. Ball back up in the middle to Rebecca Rothschild. If she can clear it out before she gets double teamed up. And there's a through ball. That's going to go all the way through to the goalie, unfortunately, as it went a little bit far. There's another long ball by the Scots, and that ball should bounce right into the hands of Emily. She's threatened there by Sofia Viviana, but to no avail. She went flying by, hoping she'd drop the ball. And the fans are complaining that she actually hit her, which she probably did. Ball picked up by Paige Lepetsky here and controlled and lost. Bouncing ball up in the air. And that ball's probably going to go out of bounds off of a Scots, and will be a Glacier Peak throw in on this side. That clock keeps ticking away here. We drop in under the 5-minute mark. A long throw downfield by Sophia, that was. And drop back on the far side. And shot on the far side of the field again. Does look like there's a little panic setting in here on the part of the Scots here tonight, as they're sort of just playing kickball now, not doing a whole lot of passing, but pretty much doing a lot of kickball by both teams here as this Young lady makes a far run down the field, and she's going to try to loft something up there in the middle, and does, into the presence of Sophia Viviana, but did not get anything, and we have a Grizzly down on the field over there. But she's quickly back up. And I believe that was Taylor Brame went down, but no, I think that was Danielle went down. Throw in up in front of the goal again, bouncing right over the top of the head into the hands of Emily Pedersen. These Grizzlies are just struggling to maintain this strong defensive play here as the Scots put up their intensity, trying hard to get the ball down the field here. Just a lot of kicking the ball around, trying to get it far down the field and get something to happen. And there's a long ball down the field on the far side being picked up by Jenna McLean, and she goes down the far side. She can turn and drop it back, and that ball was booted by a Scot off the end line. I guess it wasn't off the end line. Here's the substitution for getting Taylor Brame into the game here. And Danielle Semmering takes a break here with down to the 2-minute and 40-minute mark here as the ball is kicked around up in the field here. In control of the Grizzlies, and still playing kickball by pretty much both teams here as they're trying to make something happen. And Marissa clears that out, but it's two. Oh, and I don't know if she got it. The referee signaling that was a goal kick, so I don't think she got her hands on it, but she was diving for it like she wanted to. So nice shot on goal, but wide, and apparently Emily didn't touch it. Sarah will tee the ball up on the front of the goal box here again. Get back there and do her knee bend stretch. Make the run up and lay that ball out there as we close in on the 2-minute mark. And the Grizzlies have booted the ball down to the far end of the field. And there's another long ball down the far end of the field, and that ball's being kicked around. That was kicked by the Scots back into the hands of the goalie, and she quickly turns around and kicks it upfield. And back up there in control of Jocelyn Matheny, who kicks a long ball down the field. And unfortunately, there was an offside call. That's too bad, but it wouldn't have mattered. That ball's long enough and into the hands of the goalie anyway. But that clock still keeps running under that 2-minute mark. And there's a long ball up in front of the goal and is booted back out. Ooh, that was the wrong direction. There's one bouncing up and off the far side. Fans are getting restless over here on the Grizzlies side of the field. That ball running down the backside there, and one of the Shorecrest Scots girls is going after it. And that was very good sportsmanship on her part to go after that ball. Definitely wanted to hurry the game up, but also very good sportsmanship. And that was Alexa Iacolucci who did that, and I appreciate that. I'm sure that the Scots appreciate that too. Oh, there's going to be an inadvertent whistle takedown there. That's going to be called against Maddie Kulagowski, and the ball is quickly kicked up right down the goal and bounces into the hands of Emily Peterson, and the clock is running close. We're probably under that 1-minute mark for sure. And that ball again bouncing out in the middle of the field over the top. Kicking, bouncing around. If you can lay that ball up front, we're good, girls. And it's in the hand of Paige Lepesky, and she lost one far up over the top, off the head of Jenna McLean and right into the hands of the goalie. But again, ball still in control of the Grizzlies momentarily. And there's another long, hard ball up over the top. Lobbed out of bounds on the far side. Looks like the Scots are going to try to get a ball up in front of the goal, and they do. off the hands of Emily Pedersen and cleared out by the Grizzlies. And I think that was called really dodging the bullet there right in this last minute. And there's another long ball being shot down there. And Emily should get that easily, and does. And I think the referee's about to call this game, and he does. And the Grizzlies have upset the Shorecrest Scots here tonight at Glacier Peak High School 1-0. A surprise probably to the Scots and the Scots fans, but probably not a surprise to all these Grizzlies who know they can do it when they play well. And because of that, I think, however this pairing works out for the district pairings in the District 2A, 3A playoffs, I think the Grizzlies got another game coming up probably Saturday at about 4 o'clock. And I'm not sure who it'll be against, but I think they'll be in the district playoffs. So stay tuned for that, all you Grizzly fans. And stay tuned for the Grizzly football game against Arlington at 1 o'clock on Saturday, which unfortunately we won't be broadcasting, but it should be a good game for all you Grizzly fans. So again, here tonight, the Grizzlies have won this game 1-0, and it's considered definitely an upset and a happy time for them. Senior night for all the girls here. So this is Ron Henthorn and Todd Elbig here running the board for STSPN tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at our next broadcast. Good night.